Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're tackling AI, but hold on, not just any AI, we're going deep into AI prompting, specifically for us lawyers.
You got it. This isn't about, asking a chatbot basic legal questions. This is about understanding the system.
Hmm.
There are actually 6 concrete steps that Mitch Jackson,
And he's a big name in AI and law.
exactly, a real pioneer, and he's laid out these 6 steps for us to really use AI to our advantage. So imagine this. You're prepping for a tough negotiation or maybe navigating a complex mediation. You've got this secret weapon.
And the best part, you don't need to be some kind of tech whiz to make this work for you.
Yeah.
No way. We're going to break down every single one of these 6 steps. And we'll use real world legal scenarios, all straight from Mitch Jackson's playbook.
We'll be sure to hit the why just as much as the how. So you'll walk away not just knowing the steps, but really getting why they matter, especially for legal eagles like you.
Okay, so let's set the stage here. Why is this such a game changer for lawyers? I mean, we've all heard people buzzing about AI, but how does it actually play out in the courtroom, or at the negotiation table?
Imagine you're prepping a complex family law case. Now picture being able to analyze every single precedent cited in, say, Roe v. Wade, and I mean every single one, in minutes, just to get your arguments ready. Or, okay, picture this. Jury selection. You're right there in the middle of it, and you can feed the AI information about the potential jurors. Right there, in real time. And it can analyze their backgrounds, flag potential biases. It can even help you come up with those killer questions, the ones that get right to the heart of the matter.
Right.
And this isn't some sci-fi movie. This is the power of AI prompting done right.
Okay, that's seriously impressive. So, Mitch Jackson, he breaks it down into 6 steps, right? Tell me more about how he approaches this.
Well, the first step is all about giving crystal clear instructions to the AI. And, I mean, this might seem kind of obvious, but lawyers, we know better than anyone that vague language, it leads to misunderstandings. And it's the same thing when you're dealing with AI.
So, it's not just about telling the AI what you want it to do, it's about how you tell it. That same precision we use when we're drafting a contract or writing a legal brief.
Exactly. Instead of saying, hey, AI, find me some case law on intellectual property, you'd want to be way more specific, like analyze case law in the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals from the past 10 years concerning software patent infringement for claims exceeding $5 million. See the difference?
It's like we're giving the AI a brief, right? Prepping it with the specific legal framework and parameters it needs to actually give us insightful results.
Yes,
Just like
precisely. And it's that level of precision that's going to give you a really insightful legal analysis, not just some generic AI response.
That makes a lot of sense. Being crystal clear with your instructions from the get-go, make sure you're getting the right info, not wasting time on irrelevant results. So what's step 2?
Step 2, you're building on that foundation of clarity. So this step is all about providing references. Think about it this way. You wouldn't send a young associate into a deposition without first giving them all the goods. The relevant case law, statutes, precedents.
Right. You want to make sure they're totally prepared to handle any curveballs that come their way.
It's the exact same principle with AI. You've got to give it the legal ammunition it needs to make good judgments and provide, spot-on analysis. So instead of just lobbing a general legal question at it, you feed it relevant case files, specific statutes, or even, think about it, internal memos on similar legal matters.
So it's like building this legal war chest for your AI, making sure it's loaded with all the knowledge and resources to really fight your corner.
Exactly. And this is where the magic truly happens. AI can analyze this information so much faster and way more thoroughly than any human possibly could. It can connect those dots and uncover those hidden patterns that we might completely miss.
It's like having a super powered legal research assistant at your beck and call, someone
Right.
who can just devour mountains of documents and then spit out those golden nuggets of information, the stuff we need to build that killer case.
That's a great way to put it. And that brings us to step 3, splitting those complex tasks. Now, lawyers, probably more than anyone, know that legal cases, they're rarely simple. We're often juggling multiple parties, complex legal issues, and don't even get me started on the mountains of evidence.
So how do we stop the AI from getting bogged down in all that complexity?
Okay, so think about it like this. You get assigned this massive litigation case. You wouldn't try to tackle every single thing all at once.
No way. You'd break it down into manageable chunks, delegate tasks to your team, approach it strategically.
Exactly. Same principle applies when you're working with AI. So instead of just overwhelming the AI with this massive, convoluted question, you break down the task. Smaller, more digestible steps.
Can you give me a solid example of how that might actually work in the real world, I mean?
Sure. Let's say you're dealing with a commercial litigation case, and it's a tricky one. Involves a breach of contract. So instead of asking the AI to analyze the entire case at once, you might start by having it focus on one specific clause in the contract. And then maybe you ask it to analyze case law, but only the cases that are relevant to that specific clause. And finally, you could ask it to synthesize its findings, highlight the potential strengths and weaknesses in your client's position.
It's like we're guiding the AI through the legal reasoning process, step by step, making sure it doesn't get lost, stays focused, and delivers the most relevant, insightful analysis possible.
You got it. It's about using AI's insane processing power, but also recognizing that legal reasoning, it needs that structured, strategic approach.
This is starting to click now. By breaking down the task, we're essentially helping the AI to think more like a lawyer. Okay, so what's next on Mitch Jackson's list?
Step 4 is where we take the AI from just doing its job to really delivering for us. I'm talking about those aha moments, those insights that make us say, wow, I never would have thought of that.
All right, you've got my attention. How do we get the AI to go from being a glorified research assistant to a true legal strategist?
It's all in how you frame your prompts and those follow-up prompts.
Yeah.
So don't just settle for the first answer the AI spits out. Think of it as a conversation. You got to push the AI, challenge its assumptions, encourage it to think outside the box.
So it's like we're playing devil's advocate with the AI. We're constantly probing, challenging it to come up with stronger arguments and even deeper insights.
Exactly. Remember, AI, it's a tool. It's great at processing information, but it's on us, the humans, to provide the legal framework, the strategic thinking, and those incisive follow-up questions that can crack the case wide open.
This is really fascinating stuff. It sounds like AI prompting is as much an art as it is a science.
Absolutely. It's about finding that sweet spot where you're giving clear instructions, but also allowing the AI the freedom to, explore different angles and perspectives. And that brings us very nicely to step 5. Step 5 is where things get really interesting. This is about using external tools to supercharge your AI's analysis.
So we're going beyond just feeding the AI case files and statutes at this point. What other kind of tools are we talking about here?
Think about it. All those resources we use every day as lawyers. Legal databases, expert witness testimonies, financial records, heck, even social media. Now imagine plugging all of that directly into your AI.
Whoa, okay, that changes everything. It's like giving the AI access to this massive legal library and a whole research team all at once.
Exactly. Let's say you're working on a patent dispute, right? It's a complicated intellectual property case. You could actually feed the AI the entire patent application, the technical specs, even market research data on similar products.
So the AI could look at all of that and identify potential infringements, assess how strong the patent claims really are, maybe even predict the chances of winning in court. That's wild.
Exactly. Or let's say you're handling a business acquisition. You could feed the AI the financial statements, market analysis reports, you name it, all the due diligence.
And it could flag potential problems, evaluate the target company's financial health, even size up the risks and opportunities of the whole acquisition. It'd be like having a whole team of forensic accountants and analysts at your fingertips.
That's the power of integrating these external tools. And get this, Mitch even talks about using AI to analyze things like juror social media. Always ethically, of course, and within the bounds of the law.
Okay, yeah, I can see how that would be valuable. Think about it. You could identify biases or connections that you never would have found using traditional methods. Like you're getting this whole extra layer of insight into what the jury's thinking.
Exactly. Which brings us to Mitch's final step, embracing the iterative process. Now, you might be thinking, hold on, isn't this a lot to take in? Is AI prompting really something I can master?
I have to admit, I'm feeling a little overwhelmed. Where do we even start to put all this into practice?
That's where the iterative part comes in. It's about understanding that AI prompting, it's a skill. Like any skill, it takes practice, experimenting, refining what you're doing. No one's expecting you to become an AI prompting guru overnight.
So it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Exactly. You start by experimenting, playing around with different types of prompts, trying different ways to structure your questions, see how the AI responds. You'll get a feel for what works, what doesn't.
So it's about finding that sweet spot between giving enough guidance and also letting the AI do its thing, explore different avenues.
Precisely. And don't be afraid to think outside the box. Some of the most innovative applications of AI, they're going to come from lawyers who aren't afraid to push the boundaries, try new things.
It's about seeing AI not as a threat, but as this powerful tool, something we can use to actually be even better lawyers, get better results for our clients.
Absolutely. And that's the beauty of AI prompting. It's not about replacing us, our human ingenuity, legal expertise. It's about making those things even stronger.
It's about taking our skills to a whole new level, opening up a world of possibilities in the legal field. This is seriously insightful stuff. So we've gone over Mitch Jackson's 6 steps, explored those external tools, even gotten into the whole world of subprompting. Is there anything else we should be thinking about as we start exploring AI?
One last thought, and it's an important one. Remember that AI, just like any tool, is only as good as the person using it.
So it's up to us, the legal professionals, to guide the AI, ask the right questions, and interpret those results using our legal expertise and our ethical obligations.
Exactly. The future of law is here, and AI is powering it. But we hold the key to unlocking its true potential.
Now, that's a powerful thought. Okay, so we've covered a ton of ground today. But the big takeaway here is that AI isn't about replacing lawyers. It's about giving us superpowers. It can free us from those tedious tasks and help us see the legal landscape in totally new ways.
And the best part is, we're all on this journey together. We have this incredible opportunity to shape how AI is used in law, make sure it's ethical, responsible, and really works.
It's about finding that balance between, being excited about innovation and staying true to the core values of being a lawyer.
Exactly. And it's a conversation we absolutely need to keep having, especially as AI gets even more advanced. But if I can leave you with one thought for now, it's this: experiment.
Encourage lawyers to jump in, play around with AI prompting, figure out what works for them.
Yes. Don't be afraid to mess up. That's how we learn, right? Who knows? You might just stumble on the next big breakthrough in AI and law.
Love that. I mean, the legal profession has always been about adapting and embracing new ideas. AI is just the next chapter in that evolution.
Precisely. And by embracing it, understanding what it can and can't do, we can actually use it to become even better lawyers, advocates, counselors.
So there you have it. Mitch Jackson's 6 steps to mastering AI prompting. We dug into subprompts, external tools, the whole iterative process.
It's been a deep dive for sure. But hopefully you're walking away feeling like you really get the potential of AI in law, and you got some practical steps to start using it.
And if you're ready to start your own AI journey, remember, be curious, be creative, and most importantly, don't be afraid to experiment.
And if you've got questions or you want to share your own AI stories, hit us up. We'd love to hear from you.
It's like we're holding this brand new, super high-tech tool, but we're still figuring out how to use it to its full potential in the legal world.
That's a great way to put it. And like any tool, practice makes perfect, right? You've got to learn the right techniques.
Absolutely. So for our listeners who are ready to dive headfirst into this AI prompting thing, what's the one piece of advice you'd give them? What's the most important thing?
Don't be afraid to just try things out. Seriously, start small. Maybe try incorporating AI prompting into something you're already doing. Could be research, refining your arguments, heck, even just brainstorming new ideas.
It's about remembering that AI isn't here to replace us, right? It's not about replacing our legal expertise. It's about giving us that extra edge.
Exactly. Think of AI like having a co-counsel who's always on call. Someone to help you break down complex issues, make your arguments sing, and keep up with this ever-changing legal landscape.
This deep dive has been incredible. We've gone over Mitch Jackson's 6 steps for really mastering AI prompting, explored those powerful subprompts, external tools, the whole iterative process. It's a lot.
And we've only just scratched the surface. AI is evolving so fast. So we've got to stay informed, be ready to adapt, and never stop learning.
And for anyone who wants to go even deeper, we'll be sure to link to Mitch Jackson's work and a bunch of other great resources in the show notes.
And remember, the future of law is being written right now. By embracing AI, making it part of what we do every day, we're not just making our own skills better, we're actually redefining what it means to be a lawyer in this crazy 21st century.
Powerful stuff. So as we wrap up this deep dive, I'm going to leave you with this. How are you going to use AI to up your legal game? It's something to think about. That's all the time we have for today's deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep innovating, and keep those AI prompts sharp.